My people, this headline shaking the whole country right now. Game over for FG. Aloy Ejimakor speaks truth to power, exposes why they're afraid of Nnamdi Kanu, has thrown a fresh wave of attention back on the case everyone thought had gone quiet. You see, when you hear a lawyer like Aloy Ejimakor talk, you don't take it lightly. This is not just any lawyer. This is Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel, the man who has been fighting from day one, both in court and in the public space, to defend what he believes is justice for his client. Now, when he said game over for FG, it wasn't just a throwaway line. He meant it with full chest. He was speaking about the latest twist in Kanu's case, a twist that, according to him, exposes the very reason the federal government has been uncomfortable anytime Kanu's name comes up. Aloy said there's something the government fears, and that fear is not just about politics or agitation. He said it's about truth, a truth that can change how Nigerians see everything that happened since 2021 when Kanu was brought back into the country. Before I even go deep, if you're watching this right now, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps the algorithm push this gist to more people who need to hear it. Just click that like button now. Thank you. So, let's go back a little bit. In June 2021, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and brought back from Kenya. But up till today, the real details of what happened there are still not fully clear. Aloy Ejimakor has been consistent. He said Kanu was not extradited legally. He was kidnapped in another country and flown to Nigeria without due process. Now, he's not saying that emotionally. He's saying it based on international law. He's argued it in multiple courts, both within Nigeria and outside. And what happened recently gave him even more confidence. You remember that earlier this year, a Kenyan High Court actually ruled that the arrest and transfer of Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi to Nigeria was illegal. They said it violated his human rights and due process. Now, that's a big deal. It's not just a symbolic thing. It means that the foundation of the FG's case against him might be shaky. Because if the process that brought him back to Nigeria was unlawful, it means everything that followed could also be challenged. That's why Aloy came out recently and said, game over. Because according to him, that Kenyan ruling has changed everything. It supports what he's been saying from day one, that this case is not just a national issue, it's international. He said the Nigerian government knows this, and that's why they are cautious. Because if this matter blows open fully, it could involve diplomatic embarrassment, international courts, and global human rights organizations demanding answers. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Aloy said something that got people's attention. He said Kanu has evidence. He didn't give details, but he hinted that there are documents, communications, and maybe even witnesses that can expose how this whole thing happened behind closed doors. That's what he meant when he said truth to power. He said, the moment the truth comes out, it will reveal why certain people in high positions are doing everything to keep Kanu behind bars. Let's be honest. This whole issue is beyond one man. It's about control, narrative, and power. Some people believe that if Kanu is released, he becomes a stronger voice that could influence politics in the Southeast and beyond. Others believe that his detention is the only thing stopping ipob activities from escalating. So it's a tight balance. And that's why every statement from Aloy hits hard. Aloy said, the government is afraid not because Kanu is violent or dangerous, but because he has influence. He said people listen to him, and that scares those in power. He even added that Kanu is not just a political figure anymore. He's become a symbol, and symbols are powerful. Once people start believing in a cause, you can't silence it with just force or court orders. Now, Aloy also talked about how the FG's continued delay in complying with court orders has made things worse. Remember that in October 2022, a Nigerian appeal court ordered Kanu's release, saying the charges didn't hold since his rendition was illegal. But the FG didn't release him. They appealed the ruling. That's part of what Aloy means when he says they know the game is up, because he believes the longer the delay, the more the truth comes out. And let me tell you, Nigerians are watching closely. Every court date, every motion, every press statement is being followed like a movie. People are asking questions. If the courts have spoken, why is he still in detention? If the Kenya ruling has backed his defense, why is the FG not acting? That's why this headline hit like thunder. Game over for FG. It carries frustration. It carries confidence, and it carries a warning. But what really shook people was when Aloy said the FG's biggest fear is exposure, not the legal process itself. He said there are individuals whose roles in this whole operation could be revealed, and that's why there's resistance to letting the case move freely. Now, whether or not that's true, only time will tell. But he said, Kanu's legal team is ready to prove every claim in court. Before we go further, my friends watching right now, if you're following this gist and you want updates as they happen, please subscribe to this channel. Just tap that red subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell. That way, anytime I drop fresh updates on this story, you'll get it instantly. Now, beyond the legal drama, there's also the emotional side. Families, supporters, even traditional leaders in the Southeast, they've all been calling for Kanu's release. Some say it will calm tensions, others say it will open dialogue. But the government seems to be taking a cautious approach. And that's why Aloy's recent statement hit them where it hurts. Because when a lawyer says, game over, it's not just talk, it's a message that he believes the evidence, the law, and even international opinion are all tilting in their favor. Aloy said, and I quote loosely, the FG knows that continuing to detain Kanu is digging a deeper hole for themselves. He said there's already enough on a record to show the process was compromised, and that's why he's urging the government to do the right thing before it's too late. He also reminded Nigerians that this is not just about one man, it's about justice, rule of law, and the image of the country. Now, as someone following this matter closely, you can feel that something big is about to happen. Each time the courts meet, the tension grows. Supporters gather outside, security tightens, and the media stands by waiting. And when a lawyer comes out to speak, it's always headline news. So the big question now is, what will the FG do next? Will they comply with the rulings and release Kanu? Or will they continue to push the legal fight forward? Aloy says time is ticking and the world is watching. And honestly, he might be right. Because right now, this case is no longer just local, it's global.